Can you share when that happened, how old you were, the first time you felt that way?
I don't know. Well, I'm
And what happened and how you...
44. I'm like 44 and 10 days now, so I think it was
Okay.
44 and 9 days.
Okay.
No,
That's
the car ride over here. No. You know what? It's not. I'd love to be able to put it in a box, like, because we read the motivational books and stuff, and they say, boy, at this time of my life, this was the changing point where everything turned around, and now I'm thrilled and I'm happy, and I've never had another problem again, and you can have it too. It's not really for me. I've had lows and highs. It's kind of like what's that song by Frank Sinatra? That's life.
Yeah.
I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and a king, and I've been all those things, and it's like. And I truly get that. I get that song. That's a very meaningful song now.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that for me personally, when I've had the biggest challenges, and you're looking for a description of one of those challenges that maybe I've had, or I've had times where I remember I was living. Here we are. We're in Sherman Oaks, California. I was living in Hermosa Beach, California, in a house on 7th Street that they were tearing down while I was living there. My father let me stay there. He expected rent, which I wasn't paying. I must have been 24 years old, I think. So I wasn't paying rent. They were tearing the house down. I hadn't paid my electricity, I hadn't paid the gas, so they cut the gas. So I was microwaving buckets of water to wash my hair with. You don't care about showers when you're 24, not when you're a guy. But I had to wash my hair.
Oh my God.
I was eating every third day. And
How old were you? 24?
I was 24, yeah. And I was, there was always, at that stage in my life, I did have a greater meaning to my experience. And the greater meaning that I had was that I felt that I was meant for something great. There was some sort of, there was something I was meant to do that was great. And it was like a knowingness. There was a certainty within me that I was having a hard time, but I just had to make it through because it was, I was meant for greatness. And so this vision of the future, even though, Walt Disney was once asked, well, what's your vision for Disney? And he said, I don't know, but it's bright and it's glittery and it's out there someplace.
That's great.
I love that one.
Oh, that is great.
Because it's often been like that. And so I had this bright, glittery future. So and that gave me meaning to even the experience that I was in, that crappy place where I was. That the fact that I was there meant that I had to overcome it so that I could achieve this future. There's been other times in my life where I felt lost and truly depressed at times, where I saw no way out, where it was just dark, and inevitably in every one of those times, it was because I didn't have a greater meaning to what was happening, or I couldn't. And maybe I was looking for meaning, but I couldn't I didn't have it anchored into me. What does this mean? What's the meaning, and what's the greater meaning that's going to cause this to be so rewarding in the future? What's going to cause me to step out in the future and turn and look back toward now and go, wow, that was the most amazing time in my life because I'm here. And I think that belief and certainty in that future is everything. I think it's everything in a positive future. When the President of the United States comes out and gives the State of the Nation, so the State of the Nation is good, this is the direction that we're heading, and it's, I think that's, Napoleon Bonaparte said that the imagination rules the world. And I think that when the imagination is positive and we have a positive view of the future, I think everything, and that could either be the future conversation we're going to have with somebody who we're meeting for the first time on a date, or a positive view of the future for where we're going to go ultimately in our life. That determines the quality of our life on every level, I believe.